Hello, my friends. Welcome to your full moon in Taurus reading. And it's going to be amazing because this is actually an eclipse, so a lunar eclipse in addition to the full moon. And this is going to be happening on November 19th around 1:57 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So depending on where you're at in the world, you'll experience it, of course, at a different time if you're in a different time zone. And of course, the eclipse is when, the sun's over here, the earth is here, and the moon is over here. Normally the sun is, shining on that full moon, and so you see it as full, but then the earth gets in the way and our earth shadows over the full moon, which is where the eclipse happens. It's not going to be a full eclipse this time around, but you're going to see some shade go over the moon for a little bit during that cycle. And so, full moons are very powerful on their own, but a full moon eclipse is like a full moon on steroids. You're going to feel some energy around this where like a door slams shut. So, you might have situations that are happening in your life that reach a peak, or they've just done so. And now it's like things are out of your control. It's like your soul has signed up for some sort of growth lesson, some sort of situation to unfold to bring things to your attention. So, it's about, letting those people or situations or things either leave our lives or come into our lives. So you're going to be seeing these significant kind of endings and new beginnings. They'll be like tower type of events, what like the tower in tarot, which is, life is unfolding for you, something is being removed or being brought into your life on purpose for a purpose. So during this time, it's really good advice just to go with the flow of the change. Forgive whatever happens, knowing that, this releases you from any of those emotional extremes, because in addition to it being a full moon eclipse, it is in Taurus, and Taurus energy does bring it brings in a time of getting grounded, I guess is a good word to say it. We work through any negative feelings that we've been having or are feeling, and we find this balance in how we're expressing those emotions. So we're not being too dreamy and we're not being too serious. It's really about this grounding balance that we can take advantage of. So this, again, the full moon normally expands all our emotions and exaggerates them, with it being an eclipse, again, on steroids. So, it's kind of like the Pisces full moon we felt, which Pisces energy really brings in a lot of emotion. This is going to expand any emotions that we're feeling, but just know that there's this beautiful grounding energy available through the Taurus energy that can help balance things out to where we can see this beautiful ebb and flow of life instead of, an extreme, fearful type of event happen in our lives. So a lot of deep breathing will help. The bull is a mighty strong spirit animal as well. It sits it doesn't really sit, it stands its ground in its territory, and people respect the bull because of how grounded and strong it is. So just tap into that energy, and it'll be a not so strenuous and extreme full moon for you. We're also going to pull a special reading for your specific sign. So we're going to jump into that right now and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about this full moon Taurus eclipse energy that's going to be coming in for you during this period. All right, all my Pisces, this is your Taurus full moon eclipse reading, and we're going to start off by pulling a card here from these Angels and Ancestors Oracle. These have very earthy energy to me, so these will help ground us during this time. Perfect for that Taurus energy. And this is going to cover like the 3 weeks around this full moon eclipse. So it's going to be the week before and the 2 weeks after. So this will be the general overview of it first. So Creator, for our beautiful Pisces, what would you like them to know about this lunar eclipse period, please? What would you like them to know? Okay, this is the one right there. And you've got Oracle. Wait for important information. Not surprised, Pisces, you are kind of the oracle of the zodiac sign. You're the one that's at the end of all the zodiac signs. You're the most connected to the spiritual world, really. So depending on where you have it in your chart, especially, beautiful, beautiful reminder to connect and listen. Wait for important information that's coming during this time. And it's kind of funny that so Cancer and Scorpio are the other two water signs besides you, and they also had similar messages about step back, wait, become silent, connect, and listen. And so that's different than all the other signs, which makes total sense. You being a water sign, you're very connected to the spiritual world and feeling all the emotions. So during the full moon, you do feel that impact of the full moon being a water sign anyway. But with this being a, lunar eclipse, it's a full moon on steroids, like I talked about in the introduction. So definitely it's about take a deep breath, sit back, wait for important information, focus on listening to important information. So it says be open and receptive to information, gather facts so that you can make a decision that's in line with your integrity. The oracle is the truth speaker and insight bringer of this deck, the ancestor who will be your best outspoken girlfriend, someone who will tell you exactly what you need to hear to move forward. In this deck, she is reminiscent of the Oracle of Delphi, a psychic priestess of ancient Greece who was able to receive information and make predictions. She holds a bowl that has a sacred smoke rising out of it, bringing the message to look beyond all you can see and gather information in order to make an accurate evaluation of your current situation. Angels, ancestors, and the universe are speaking to you at this time. So look and listen for important conversations, signs, and messages that will point you in the right direction. You're being guided to wait for more information before making any fast moves, because at the moment you are letting your wants get in the way of your needs. There's an opportunity for you to see everything clearly at this time, but you will only be able to do so if you're willing to truly open your eyes. If you've been waiting for further information about a choice that you have to make or an action you have to take, don't take matters into your own hands, but let what needs to be revealed be revealed. Then you'll know what to do next. Angels are supporting you. Trust them. Beautiful. I love that. And, I'm hearing that, whenever we're pressured to make a choice, it's like, I need a yes or a no. I need to know if I'm going to move on this or not. Whatever's meant for us will never pass us by. If we miss the bus coming on this side of the street, it'll come back around on this side of the street, and we're going to be able to jump on it. And the opportunity will come up again if it is truly meant for us, right? But the other thing is that if we're not sure on what choice to make, and we're kind of in the middle of the road or not, it's not like a positive yes or a positive no, then don't make a decision. Don't, decide, because you don't have all the information yet. If you had all the information, you'd know exactly what you want to do. Now, if you're afraid to make a choice and you know exactly what you want to do, that's different. If you know that you're guided and you're like, I know this is the way I don't want to go, but I'm scared, do it anyway. courage doesn't mean that there's no fear. Actually, courage needs fear in order for it to be courage. So, just have the courage, have the trust that your angels are guiding you. If you know it's an absolute and you're not making a decision out of fear, like, well, if I don't go this way, all this stuff that's going to happen. Just know that, yeah, this is what you want to do. If it's of love and it makes you feel lighter and you're like, yeah, this is the direction I want to go, then you do it. If you don't know, then don't make a choice. And if someone says, I need an answer now, well, if I need an answer now, the answer is no. Oh, well, wait. Take a little bit more time, because when people want to pressure you to make a yes, if you tell them no, they're going to give you more time, right? Or more information. And it might be more information that makes it a definite hell no. Or it might say, okay, hell yes, let's do that. So it has to be this extreme is what I'm hearing. All right, so we're going to pull a card here from this Ancestral Path Tarot. And this is going to be what the Creator wants you to know about the week before this lunar eclipse. And one more time. All right, Creator, what do you want our Pisces to know? Okay, there we go. They knew what I was going to ask. And you've got the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Staves. And this has 2 different meanings to it. And I feel like this is a general reading, but I'm feeling like it's like 80-20. 80% is saying persevere, just hang in there. Just know that the answers are coming. Don't give up. You're so close. Just take this time to wait. But don't give up on it. You're going to get the answers you need and do the step forward. For the other smaller portion of you, and you'll know because it'll resonate with you, that you have created a barrier around you with those 9. And you'll know... it's like during this time, it's going to be a real mirror time for you, that these limiting beliefs, the fear, like I talked about, that is like, I don't want to make that choice because I'm scared. What if I fail? You're creating the barrier for you. And if you really face your fears and look at it and go, you know what? I get to decide what anything means about me. Yeah, everyone in the outside world does have their opinions about everything. There's popular opinions about what something is supposed to mean, how something should be or have to be or needs to be, blah, 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 blah. That's opinion, and you don't have to take that on as your own. You get to decide what something means in your life. It's like if you lose a job, you can make it, you get to apply the story to it. So you can apply the story of, oh my God, I lost my job, and they just have it out for me. The universe hates me, and it's devastating. I'm going to lose everything in my life. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. Horrible and seen, right? Or you can be like, oh my gosh, okay, well, this is happening for me. Now, it's like I was in an abusive relationship with my job. It was unhealthy. It was toxic, but I didn't want to be the one to leave. I just was scared. I was afraid of what everyone would think. But now that they've released me, now I get to go on to what I really want to do. So there's this beautiful awareness that comes, and you, again, there's 2 of you, 2 sides of that, I don't say coin, but 2 sides of this staff of this wand, 2 ends, right? One is the lower vibration of, I'm scared, I'm afraid. But then when you flip it and you go, you know what? Wait a minute. I get to decide what I do next. You wait for important information, you make the choice, and boom, things are just gonna move forward. In either case, you definitely are going to be moving forward, no matter which side of that you were on. We're going to look into this more, of course. This is going to be the week after the lunar eclipse, and we're going to pull a card here from these Tarot of Dreams. A couple cards, and see what the Creator wants you to know. All right, Creator, what else? Okay. What else do you want Pisces to know about this week after? Nope, none of those. Okay. Okay, any others? Oh, okay. That would be a yes. There's one more. All right. Yeah, Palace of Swords. This is beautiful. I'm going to zoom in so you can see that a little more. Swords are your, your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And this Palace of Swords is like this opening within your mental body of possibilities of, it's like this openness, this space, this power that comes knowing that you are the royalty of your decisions. You're the chooser of your mentality, like we were talking about in this card here. You've got your Knights of Swords here, which is all about your ability to move in your beliefs, move in how you see things. All those, like we're talking about, so much about our opinions, our thoughts, our beliefs. I was talking about from the outside world. You're the one that gets to rule that. You're the one that gets to choose what exists within your palace of your mind and what doesn't. And you'll see here that this is like the Ace of Swords here. It's like the main tower of that palace, and the power of the Ace of Swords is that it brings capital T truth into your life. It brings awareness. It allows you to see the truths of what are the small t truths or those opinions from the outside world that are not really true. Their opinion, but we have made them like our foundation. And you can that Ace of Swords with that capital T truth allows you to cut away those thoughts and those beliefs that are no longer serving you, right? And those, it's almost like this grass is what is deceiving some of your beliefs, right? And you can use that like one of those what do they call those? It's the long, it's like what the death has. It has the long staff with that little blade on it, and I'm totally spacing it out, but that is like what you can use that as you're cutting away those thoughts and those beliefs that are no longer serving you. And here you have the Knight of Coins, or the Knight of Pentacles, and out of all the knights, the other three knights can move quickly because they're all in the inside world, right? The Knight of Swords. Swords are your thoughts. You can change your thoughts in a split second. Cups are your emotions. You can change your emotions in a split second. Wands are your drive, your ambition, that spark within you, and that can change in an instant. But the outside world moves at its pace. It moves through with seasons, right? And so this is about patience, that things take time to grow. You're doing a lot of inner work, and that takes time to show in the outside world, because change happens from the inside out. With the Knight of Coins or Pentacles, you have spring where you plant seeds, and then summer is when it grows, and autumn is, when you harvest, and when leaves start falling from the trees, and fruit that wasn't picked falls to the ground and starts to deteriorate. And during the winter, you have the snows come, everything goes into hibernation, but things are still, with all that moisture and that cover, all that leaves and fruit that have disintegrated, soak into the earth, getting ready for spring again to plant new seeds in this new fed, enriched soil, right? So there's this pattern in the season of things, a lot like the moon cycles, right? Goes from, a new moon gets brighter to a full moon, and then drifts back to a new moon and drifts back. So it's always this cyclicalness of things that are happening. So this is about patience on seeing things come to fruition in the outside world, but you're definitely doing a lot of inner work. And this is one of the few, this is I think the only different card in this entire deck, and it's the Tree of Life. And it's based on the Kabbalah, or some people call it Kabbalah, but practitioners call it Kabbalah. And this is about, really, this is like our connection to the Creator and all the paths that we go through down to our human self. And there's this beautiful truth, this beautiful design of life on how we came down to experience our lower human self. And I really feel the message for you for this reading is that there is a design to life, that it's not this disorganized mess that almost reminds me of like the Wheel of Fortune, which is all about that life very much has fated events and things that are unfolding for you on purpose, for a purpose, and you're having these experiences because you chose to come down here and experience this piece of ourselves. And one of the big messages that come with the Tree of Life, with this belief system, is that like your human self is this box that has 5 entrances into it, which is our 5 senses, right? You know, our sight, our smell, our touch, our hearing, and did I mention taste? But you know, the 5 senses. But they're not openings into us, they're actually filters. And I love that because that totally works with this Palace of Swords, which is all these thoughts and these beliefs that we're seeing the world through those eyes, through those filters. We don't see reality. Not when we're looking at it through our 5 senses, because there's like, I think they said, it's like this huge amount of data that our senses take in per second, and it only processes like 0.000000000, some like point 5 of that, a very small, minuscule piece of everything that it's taking in is what our brain transforms and allows us to process. So we don't really see what's going on in the outside world. And it talks about we develop a 6th sense, which is our connecting to our spiritual world, which you, being this oracle, being the high priestess, you have a very strong ability to connect to that 6th sense, that spiritual connection. And in connecting to that spiritualness, as we move beyond, like there's like this, our physical observations are down here, and all this up here is our spiritual observations. And you can connect and see things from a higher, clearer point of view. So I love this for you because it definitely is, with this work that you're doing in your thoughts and your beliefs during this week before and throughout the second week, you really start to see things so very clearly, and you do get important information. And then we're going to pull cards here from this True Heart Intuitive Tarot for the second week after the lunar eclipse and the full moon. The new moon happens here, and because you're so sensitive to moon energy, this card is also going to bring in some of the energy you're feeling from the new moon as we approach it as well. And I'll have a separate readings that I'll eventually put out for that, whatever that new moon is as well. So let's just give these a shuffle. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Pisces to know about that second week after the lunar eclipse? What else? All right, here we go. So you got the Prince of Wands, and I love riding on the Phoenix here. So Wands, like we talked about here, is your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, and your spiritual energy. And I love with the page Pages are messengers, and with wands being your spirit, you're going to be getting messages from spirit during this week. And I'm not surprised, you definitely are going to, and that can come in the form of synchronicities and messages from the outside world. They can be memories that are popping in. They can be emotional messages that you're receiving, but you definitely are going to have this fiery, beautiful spiritual energy that's going to manifest itself during this time here. So I really feel, and I'm so sorry, this is not the page, this is the Prince, but I definitely felt that message for you, so that you're definitely going to be getting that. The Prince of Wands is actually the Knight. So like I've talked about, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Coins or Pentacles. You also have the Knight of Wands. So a lot of action and movement as well. So this spiritual energy that's going to be moving in your life, you're going to have a lot of this beautiful passion that's flowing out to you and for you during this time. I mean, really, you got all these knights. So you definitely have a lot of spiritual movement, mental movement, external movement, even though the external movement is slower, but you've got a lot of change and a lot of movement happening. Prince of Swords. So Knight of Swords again. So, yeah, like I said, a lot of movement. And then you have the Justice card. So definitely balance is an important piece that's coming in here, of course. So with all that movement, all that energy, and all this change of thought and all this going on, yeah, balance is an important piece, like we talked about in the introduction for this anyway. But the Justice card also for me, because she is standing here on the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords here, you got the Ace of Swords here. It is about balancing these small t truths and opinions of the outside world and connecting to your higher self, connecting to the higher realms to find your capital T truths, those soul truths, those spirit truths, not the human opinions of organized religion and spiritualness that way. I'm talking about those are small t truths that we put over here. You don't have to give them up, but it's about moving them over here and really connection with the Creator, really connecting to the other side to understand what is really happening. Because if we're not, like I talked about in this Tree of Life, we are only perceiving through the five senses. It's connecting to that sixth sense, connecting to our spiritual eye, to our spiritual relationship with the Creator, our personal relationship outside of the organization of things of this world. It's get out of this world, get into this special place within you so that you can really see this truth that is just flowing out of this this reading here, especially these 2 weeks afterwards. It's like truths, you really see things in a very, very, very clear way, but it really is about connecting to the upper realm to see all that higher point of view, not this confused point of view of humans down here. So I love it, love it, love it, love it. And just know as you're going through this, that every second of every day you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things, our Creator. So just know that you are loved, you are loved, you are loved. All right, well, I'm going to end the reading there. I do want to let you know that in addition to these readings, I also do monthly readings by each zodiac sign, as well as like weekly readings for each of the elements, so fire signs, water signs, etc., and a couple other types of readings throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss those and you want to be notified when those videos do come out, if you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to make this little notification bell pop up. And if you click on that, then you'll be notified when new videos come out. It's easy breezy. All right, well, just know that I also love you very much, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, you take care.